really haven't looked at the bracket. I keep getting everybody saying we have the toughest region, but that's what was expected. I'm happy we're not playing on Tuesday. Thought they may try to do that, but we've got, you know, first game will be hard. Second game will be like a war. If you're lucky enough to move on from there, it's one team after another. So they stack the region, and that's okay. We've played all comers right now, and you know, I would imagine wherever we go, there's going to be a lot of blue. It's not going to be like I've had teams that had to go to Houston and play Texas in front of 35,000 Texas. We had to play Texas A&M in San Antonio in front of 35,000 Aggies. So I've had some stuff thrown at my teams before. But this will be it's fun. I got a good team. I'm ready to, you know, get to work, and probably got to give these guys tomorrow off completely. Just let them get their senses back and get off the court and get their minds back. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm just, you know, I'm sensing 3 games in 3 days. We don't really need to do anything tomorrow.
Is that the biggest balancing act, Cal, trying to figure out how to get done what you need to get done, and at the same time, give them the rest?
Well, the good news is we really don't know who we're playing until Tuesday, so to practice Monday and Tuesday, we're just practicing on our stuff. We're really not going on anything that we have to do versus them. But, you know, like I said, this team has responded. Today, for the first time in the last 4 minutes of the game, we didn't make shots. And I'll be honest with you, I was stunned. And I mean, they were wide open shots with no one near anybody, and we just missed. That happens. I'd rather it happen now than next weekend or the following week. Do it now. And we had our chances. I watched the tape coming back and marked it off, and you know, we were up 4 with, you know, whatever, and still up 2 with whatever, and had our chance, and missed another wide open. I'm like, wow. Unusual for us, but that stuff happens. And again, it was a physical game, and they let it go. They let the pushing and shoving go. And hopefully you get in the tournament and all that stuff gets called, and we'll be fine.
Playing in Louisville, obviously, you know, playing rad, it makes it a lot easier logistically and all the fans, what you said.
I would say I hope it's a blue building. I hope Atlanta, if we are lucky enough to move on, would be blue, but you don't know if we can move on because you're talking about one of these 2 teams that we have to play the first game, and then the second game, either the Iowa State or Connecticut, I believe it is. Again, I have not looked at the bracket because we walked in late, so. But I know to that point of who's in Atlanta or in Louisville with us, and those are all hard. I mean, those are going to be, you know, you'd be lucky to win.
So if I tell you your bracket has Duke, your bracket has Connecticut, what is that? How does that strike you? If you have an opinion.
How well do you know me? Not at all. I mean, the only thing I was happy about, I heard they were trying to get an exemption for the Heat to be the 2nd seed in our bracket, and they weren't allowed to get that, so they couldn't put them in there too.
Tom Crean said you've joked with him since the loss that you guys would wind up in the same spot.
So we'll be playing. You watch. You will be playing against us. I think last year I picked West Virginia, did I not? I've been wrong before. I think it was 78, 77. No, it was 78.
All these potential storylines, are they coincidental?
I don't know. I get disappointed, though, when I hear the USA Today article where 2 former chairmen are derogatory, which means that how can you really be in those positions and have those feelings toward programs or coaches and then be fair in how you lay this stuff out? Disappointing, but it's fine. I got a good basketball team. So we'll see.
You've suggested drastic changes with the conferences and everything. If you could make a drastic change in this process, would you? Is there anything you've bat around in your head?
You go to 4 super conferences and everybody's in, and you go 1 through 64, 68, 80, whatever it is, and then you pair them up and play. You go to different sites, and you know, if you want to let some other teams in after they play in their little tournament, 4 of them will come in from this and 4. I've been saying the same thing for a couple years now. You talk about parity. If you want parity, that's the only way to get parity, really. So.
What's your relationship with Sean Woods and possibly?
Great kid, and great coach, and he and I have stayed in touch. And you know, obviously we played him here, and done a terrific job. I mean, it's, you know, we're all proud of him because he's a good guy. And Tony Barbie and he were really good friends. Who now the coach at Auburn. was my assistant and played for me. So Tony and he were really good friends, so I've known Sean for a long, long time.
What about Western Kentucky, the one they've made?
Oh, it's been terrific. I mean, they're, you know, and when you think about the old days, Coach Diddle was at it. I mean, Western was like, and from what I understand, this school wouldn't play Western unless it was in the NCAA tournament. Is that true? You know, whatever it is. But I would tell you that the job that they've done, and always tough with the coaching change on young people. And for those guys and their coach to do what they've done is just phenomenal. So, again, I mean, there's a team that's going to be on a mission, and you know, that's the first opponent you have. It's not going to be easy.
If Western wins all 3 Kentucky teams that could have played in Louisville will be playing in Louisville, just what does it mean for the state to have that much good basketball in one place?
Well, and you have Louisville won their league, so I mean, you've got a lot of good basketball, and it's good to see. I mean, Moorhead, what they did last year. I mean, this is when people here take pride. And I just want to tell you, we were in New Orleans. It was incredible. I mean, the whole city was blue. I went to church yesterday. It was blue. I mean, it was like, what? I didn't know there were that many Catholics in Kentucky. So, no, this is a unique state and a unique state for basketball.
Is there anything harder than being asked to win 6 sudden death games? Anything else harder in sport than that postseason?
Yeah, I've been in this tournament a ton, and you know, I know seed matters. I know because I've done this. When someone says it doesn't matter where you're seated, matters. The matchups matter because there's some that get that path, and then there's another guy that's in foxholes, bazooka shots coming at him, and the other guy's running, and you know, so all that stuff matters. It's hard for everybody because it is a one and you're done kind of game. But you know, again, I enjoy going in with good teams, and this is a good team. I had a good team last year. I told all you guys I liked my team last year. Even when we were losing games, I liked my team because I looked around the country and I said, I like my team. I know these other teams are good, but I like my team, and I was pretty accurate. This year, I'll tell you, you know, we got to get our breath back. You know, we kind of, these last 3 games in 3 days, now you know why I don't like those tournaments. I'd like to have won it today, but it's just 3 days, and one of my cousins hit me and said it looked like you guys lost some legs at the end of the game, and that may have been it. 3rd game in 3 days. We hadn't done that this year. But, you know, again, I was begging the guys last night and today, sub yourself. Do not stay in there tired. It's hard for those guys. They're competitors.
Thank you.